when I got into it, I just wanted to freak people out when I pull up at a stoplight. I just wanted people to dig my stuff, you know, and that was the whole reason I got into it. It started as a hobby, really, and I just picked those skills up because I couldn't afford to get anybody to do it for me. So I just taught myself, collected the tools, and fortunately we had a good business on our hands. So I had my brother join me and Mark, and it was just the three of us. You know, before we knew it, we had a full-fledged shop. I think the bikes are an extension of your personality, and people want to express themselves by how their bikes look, and I want to express myself. Most of the people that influenced me were just some local guys I learned mechanical stuff from, welding skills. I had some buddies that built race cars that teach me a thing or two. So when I got into it, the bike thing wasn't that cool. It's always cool, but it wasn't. So I had no heroes in this line of work, and as into the late '90s, a lot of these really trick builders started emerging and getting a lot of press, and then obviously the TV coverage, and I respect everything all those guys do. You learn something from everybody, but really the guys that influenced me, or the heroes, so to speak, were just local guys that I learned some skills from. I guess I draw inspiration from old cars, I'm into old Cadillacs, the old body lines. I like the early GM stuff. The lines of old aircraft, stuff like that, and then just the metalwork of that stuff, and even trains. I like the mechanical look of old trains, and just how everything looks, and everything's got this mean kind of look, and how the styling evolved from the 20s and 30s, and then things like music. Listen to some heavy music or any kind of style of music, and I start thinking about what I'm going to do, or movies. I see creatures in movies. I see. It can be anything.
For Joe Martin, the growing success of Martin Brothers Bikes comes as a pleasant surprise.
I've never imagined it would get to this point, I mean, to me, it's rewarding enough and fun just to be able to do what I like, and, to be able to make a living, and much less have all these people admire the work and everything. So yeah, it's definitely something that we never imagined. We're just doing what we love, and people seem to dig it, and that's fantastic.
And don't let the ultra finishes on these bikes fool you. That's not Tupperware.
Yeah, it's 16 gauge mild steel, and we do get a lot of people that, hey, I like your glass work, that sort of thing. It's like, man, it's all metal, and which I guess is a compliment, because you think of fiberglass, you think of these rolling lines, and to recreate that in steel is definitely, it's definitely tricky.
The Martin Brothers philosophy of bike building emphasizes both craftsmanship and creativity.
People that have really good skills can execute something really good, but if you don't have a style, it's, I think people get too caught up in the technical aspect of it, and they don't know how to use their imagination. They're using training instead of an imagination. Just let loose, and if you have a rough line or you got a rough idea, go ahead and make it rough, because it's it's coming from inside, and it's what you want to express. It's like a really good musician that can't write a song, and what good's that? The bikes get to a point where we're trying to do one that, like, build it like it's our own, and you just can't do that. You sacrifice a lot of style, and you got somebody calling you all the time, wondering where his bike's at, and putting the pressure on you, and then you start losing sleep. You can't, you just can't put your heart in the bikes anymore, and it got to be where I didn't want to go that route. I didn't want to turn into a regular job. So the parts thing is what we concentrated on. Fortunately, we've done really well with that. And now we don't really do a custom to order bike anymore. I actually just build my own, and my brother will build one. Mark, employees will build their own bikes. If somebody wants to buy them, good. If not, good. Take it or leave it. You know, I can work on my own schedule, my own color, my own parts I want to use, but most of the time, somebody will put a deposit on it before they're finished. So.
For Martin Brothers Bikes in Duncanville, Texas, success has definitely brought some welcome changes.
The business has definitely changed. Like I said earlier, we really didn't even mean to get into a full-on bike shop. We were just doing what we loved. We had no idea we could build bikes and we could pound metal and paint stuff, but we didn't know anything about running a business. But I guarantee you now, we're pretty good businessmen because we've done everything wrong you possibly could, and you just evolve from that. You learn from your mistakes. We're gaining the ability to put more money towards projects, more parts for our catalog. So we're working on frame kits and chassis kits, that sort of thing. And what floats the business right now is the pipes. We got 12 different styles, and we're coming up with more. The right side drive transmission's getting really big now, so there's not a lot of exhaust systems to accommodate, and we're working on that now. But basically get the catalog up and really going where we don't have to worry about trying to pump out so many bikes in a year's time, where the parts will start selling. Arlen Ness is one of our big buyers, and so just to be hooked up with him is kind of an honor. NC Advantages, a lot of just great dealers. All of our dealers we got really good, loyal dealers, and they push our stuff, and they've done a lot of good for us.
But Martin Brothers is about more than a growing business. They're into evolving style too.
Yeah, definitely the style changes. I may be influenced by other builders. A lot of the builders I like. Just opposite ends of the spectrum, that's what I like. I like somebody doing something really different. And you may take an idea, you don't want to copy an idea, but you take something and say, oh man, that'll be cool. My own interpretation of that. You want to keep, moving things around. A lot of builders will just build the same bike over and over and just get in a rut. And hopefully that's the day I want to quit, is when I get in that situation. If I realize I'm doing that, or somebody tells me. I hope somebody tells me. I guess the focus would be just to quality, try to keep quality and try to style too. So quality and style, and to build something that's works as good as it looks, and just try to stay on top of the styling game. Try to stay, just try to stay different.